Hi guys, hope you're all well and had a good week at Cheltenham. I promised to do a review video, so here we go. I was going to knock up a spreadsheet with all the details of bets, both good and bad, but I decided against that. I'm not one for dwelling on the bad, and to be honest, I would hope you guys would only be interested in the winning selections anyway. At the end of the day, I have a bank balance to see how I ended up, and that's good enough for me. I'd rather just touch on the ones that paid off, and you guys can judge me on that if you like. Day one started brilliant with Old Park Star winning at 15-8. I got on at 7-1. The second race was disappointing with my two, Lulamba at 8s and 9s and Kopek at 7s, only filling the frame positions. I guess the pleasing thing was they were sent off at much shorter at 11-10 and 11-8. The third race was a success with Saratoga winning. I couldn't believe the drift on this and he went off at 10-1. I was on at 14s. The World and His Mother was on Madry for the plate. I did put it up at 5-1 and it went off at 3-1. And in the last, I put up Holloway Queen as one of my 4 in the race, and she obliged at 12-1. So pretty pleasing and a profitable day. Day 2 couldn't have started any better, with a long-term selection of mine, King Rasco Grey, winning. I put this up at 33s and 50s. He won at 11-1, which I still thought was huge. The Coral Cut was my next winning selection, with Jinko Blue winning at 9-2, with me on it at 33-1. I then had to wait until the bumper for another winner, with the Morn Rambler coming in at 15-2, and I was on at 16-1. Then the dead zone kicked in, with me having to wait for 13 races and 2 days nearly before I finally got back on the board, with Air of Entitlement winning the Martin Pipe at 10-1. I was on at 25s and was my only selection for the race. I continued backing it at 16-1 on the day, and it ended up being my biggest winner of the week. I will touch on Django Bay, as I was pleased with this one. He came second behind a very good winner, but each way at 50-1 was nice. He wasn't even in the betting when I first picked it, and I had to request a price before I could back it. So now to talk about the losers. There were several, and I mean several, and probably nearly as many again that didn't even make the festival or ran in other races. So in summary, did I have a winning week? And the answer is yes. Was it as much as the 2 previous years? No. Last year was exceptional, but it did match 2 years ago, so I think this early anti-post betting is the way to go. The big prices made the difference. So that's 3 years on the trot I've made a profit. I did a lot wrong this year, and I will work on that. I find it hard with the novices, for example. I backed many before they even ran over a hurdle or a fence, and I ended up not getting runs for my money. So it's a fine line. I have to learn between getting on early enough to get a price, but not so late that I end up missing the big prices. As to the channel, if I continue next year, I will definitely be more selective. As it's my first time of doing it, I was almost rushing selections just to get content out there, which is no good for me or you guys. And if I put something up, I'll try and get it up while that price is still available. There were selections this year that I'd halved before I got the video up, and I know that would annoy me if I was following. I'm definitely going to do one more video. I'm working on one now, just outlining horses I'm going to have on my radar for next year, and I will probably play up some of the winnings on them now and see where it goes. So if you're interested in that, please press the follow button so you don't miss it. And finally, I want to thank everyone who's followed and liked, and especially the ones that have taken the time to interact and comment. As a very old newbie, it was lovely seeing people like what I created. To those that didn't, please do like and subscribe. It takes no time at all, and it goes a long way for somebody like myself who's doing this for the first time. On the thanking front, cheers to my old mucker Handy Andy for joining in. We were both disappointed with our lucky 15 selections, but we had a lot of fun doing the video. I haven't caught up with him properly, but I think he ended the week up. I think he's taken a few days out to get some blood back into his alcohol stream though. We did have calls for celebration away from racing, as our darts team, ably captained by myself, won the cup at darts this week, beating 18 other sides. Well, that's 2026 Cheltenham done. As I said, I will do a 2027 early thoughts, and that may be my last one. I am truly 50-50 at the mo. Work commitments will always be an issue, but I really did enjoy doing them, so I'm not sure. Please subscribe, and then you'll see if I chuck anything else up.